What's up guys, this is Rise of Ryan here. I'm going to be showing you my Satellarknight deck that I used at the Perth Regionals. I went X2, our final result being 12th place. So I'm going to get straight into this deck. Firstly, your 3 Deneb is your searcher. You need to run 3, any less and you're not playing the deck properly. 3 Altair. Use effect to bring back a Satellarknight monster from the graveyard. You can bring back Deneb, bring back Vega. Just a very good card. You need to run 3. I run 2 of Vega. I don't like running out at 1 just because I don't like relying on just one Vega. Say if it gets sent to the graveyard and it gets banished and I can't use it again. I like to use 2 just so I can set up the combos again. You can summon Vega, then summon a Satellarknight Altair from your hand, and then summon a Deneb from your hand as well. Or if you have a Altair summon and you have Vega in the graveyard, you just summon Vega, and then you summon a Deneb from your hand. So there's lots of combo plays you can do with Vega. It's just too good not to run at 1. So that's why I run 2. And you got 2 Unique. If you don't open up with a Deneb first turn and you open up this and you just send it to the graveyard, it's just as good because then you can always bring it back next turn with Altair or Call the Haunted. Just a good card as well, and it's 1800 body, so it gets over some pretty beefy cards. Next we've got Satellarknight Alsam. This card is good for applying pressure on the opponent. Say if they're low on life points and you just want to inflict some damage. I mean, that inflicts 1000. If you want to Cowboy again, that's 1800 damage. Next turn, if you have to bring it back again with Altair or Call the Haunted, the damage just starts racking up. So it ends up being quite difficult for your opponent to get over that, and it's just good just for 1000 damage for just on its summon. It's just pretty good. Then we got 2 Honest. Honest is good for beating over some tough cards like Vanity's Fiend or Necros of Unicorn. It protects your Satellarknight monsters, so you don't have to, because most of them are quite weak. So having Honest in your hand just for extra protection, it's kind of like another trap card, but and it can stop your opponent's play. So it's a very good card. You run 3 reinforcements of the army. You need to run 3. You can search your Deneb or search an Altair. Just really good card. 3 MST. You want MST still, even though Scout's at 2, even though Skill Drain and Vanities are going to get hit. You still want to play MST just because of the Floodgate cards and other cards that can affect your deck. You just want to get your plays through and you don't want trap cards to be stopping you. For monster removal, we play Raigeki and a Book of Moon. These cards are just good because you just want to get rid of some problem cards, and these cards do that perfectly. Next up, we have 3 of our Counter Trap. Just good for getting rid of any monster effects, spell and trap cards that are going to stop you. Just really good card. And let your players go through. Next, we have 3 Mind Crush. Just a really good disturbance card. Most decks will add cards from the deck to the hand in the first go, so you often know what your opponent has. Just a really good card, this format. And then we play 3 Call the Haunted. Probably another really good trap card. Just bring back an Altair, bring back a Deneb. Most of the time you want to select Altair and then summon another monster. So if you had this face down, flip it over, and you basically get 2 monsters in the field and you get a +1 from Deneb most of the time. We got, for effect negation, Fiendish Chain. Very good card, just stop your opponent's effects going off. And then also, because it's a trap card, you can always return it back to your hand with Traverse. So it's always a good card. Same with Call the Haunted, always return it back to your hand so you can use it again next turn. You got 2 Mirror Force. I used to play Dimensional Prison, but now Mirror Force is sort of better just because you can get rid of multiple monsters on the field, and shadows aren't really a thing, so Mirror Force is probably better than Dimensional Prison. For the one-lands, you got 1 Bottomless Trap Hole, 1 Solemn Warning. For the new format, Ring of Destruction, Vanities at 1, still a really good card, and then 1 Torrential Tribute. For the extra deck, 2 Satellarknight Traverse, probably the best card in the extra deck. Just return all cards from the field to the hand. You can return your Call the Haunteds and your Fiendish Chains back, and then you reuse the next turn. You only won one of Satellarknight Deltaros. Even though it's not as good, you still want to have it just in case you need to use its effects. Your opponents can't activate any cards when you summon monsters, so that's always handy. And then the one diamond just to shit on Burning Abyss, because against them decks, it's just a really good card. 2 Castell, it's pretty standard. Got Cowboy, 101, Exeter Knight, Excalibur for towers, you get up to 4k in it and just attack over it. The 1 black ship for the hands, Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon, Digester Emerald to recycle your Altair's and then search again with Deneb. Then we got the 1 Ragnar Zero and the 1 Abyss Dweller for Burning Abyss and those decks that rely on the graveyard effects. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. If you do have any questions, please leave them down in the comments below and I will try my best to get back to you. And this is Rise of Ryan out.